Alright there. I'm Erin of Otherworld, working here at Savannah's Crystal Reiki Healing, where we're not just offering Reiki or crystal healing, we're also offering guided meditations and tarot reads, numerology to tarot reads, and pendulum reads. But a wee bit more than that, we also offer shamanic healing and guided shamanic meditations. Today, I'm going to offer a numerology to tarot read. But unlike the read that I did the other day, today we're going to take in phase one today's dates. And we're going to break that down and figure out what today's card is and what we could divine from today's card. Phase two is we're going to use a name. Not necessarily my name. I did that last week, a couple of days ago. No, we're going to use the name of my sister. We're going to use the name of my soul sister up in Washington, and we're going to figure out what her card, her potential destiny is. And then in phase three, we're going to take today's card, today's dates, and then we're going to add my sister's number together to get something that she could potentially benefit from paying attention to today. Something that she may be interested in knowing. So let's just go ahead and get right on into it by stating the legalities first. These readings are done for entertainment purposes only. Anything that you see or hear on these readings are to be taken with a grain of salt. Don't take them too seriously because, after all, it is entertainment and to be treated as such. Any similarities to the names of people or to situations or circumstances that we find ourselves within, or the people involved in this in the first place, are purely and strictly coincidence. Not to be taken seriously. This is entertainment after all. So, let's get on into it. Honestly, I'm having a hard time figuring out where the camera is. It's a Motorola device, so the camera is not in the center of a mobile device. It's actually on one of the upper lower bars. But, alright. Anyway, getting away with everything. Phase one is we take today's date and we break it down into its base integers, and then we add addition signs in between each and every number. 9 plus 5, 5 plus 2, so on and so forth. So let's just go ahead and break it all down here, and then after we add all this together, we get our base integer of 4. That is, let's see, the Emperor. The Emperor is going to be put right here. Alright, now for the use of my hands. The Emperor. Think of a wise and just ruler, leader of a kingdom, a realm, an empire. He leads, he, she, they lead in wisdom, in justice. They rule wisely because they're taking the time to listen to what's going on. They listen to the advice and the guidance of their trusted advisors as they go through and go forth and take the next step that they need to. But as they take that next step, it's in the benefit of their kingdom and realm. It's in the benefit of the leader. It's in the benefit of everybody else who just happens to be part of that kingdom or empire or realm. So, today we are the emperor. Today we are the leaders of our realm being our particular circumstance, our situation, our crafts, our unions, our marriages, or what have you. We're listening to the advice of our trusted advisors as we want to go out there and move in a specific direction. We're listening to the people of the realm. i.e., we're listening to our business partners, our friends, our spouses, what have you. We're listening to these people because we invited them into our realm for some reason or another. So it would be to our benefit to listen to them. And then, as we go forth with our step forward here as that wise and just ruler who listens to their trusted advisors, that we do this step in a manner that benefits everybody. Us as the leaders, the kingdom, the realm, the empire, as well as the trusted advisors, as well as everybody who is part of this kingdom, empire, or realm. So let us contemplate how we can continue to be wise and just leaders today as we are contemplating taking this particular step or want to take that leap of faith or add any metaphor here. Going forth and taking that step. How are we doing so wisely? How are we doing so justly? Are we listening to our advisors? Have they given us just advice? Have they given us a clear direction or given us the space and grace for that clear direction? And then as we're making that move, is it in the benefit of everybody involved, especially number one? That's something that we can focus on today. Us as leaders, how are we being just? How are we being the amazing rulers that we see ourselves as? Phase 2, as my tablet just went wild on me, is taking the name of my beloved sister up in Washington, my soul sister and business partner, Dilynn, just the first name. Taking her name and putting it up here so that we can investigate it. What we do here is we go ahead and we break it down into its base integers, and then we put addition signs in between each and every one. As you can see, the name itself is a wee bit longer and take a wee bit more arithmetic addition, and then breaking everything down. So instead of just describing it all, I'm just going to post it right here. I'm talking so much that my throat is gone dry. And coffee actually does count as water, according to an AI. So I'm going with that. So after we break down Dice name, we get to 6. The lovers. Having met this lassie up here, I can honestly say that she is an embodiment of the lovers type. She not only is helping those in her care and around her in a manner that is beneficial not just to her but to everyone else around her, but she does so with an aspect, an air of grace and love for life, for them, for learning, for doing. That is who she is in person. When it comes to the cards and the Numerology to Tarot, she is being told that she is to look out for her partners. Not necessarily romantic interests or marriages, but business partners, her friendships, any relationship, any contract that she may or may not have. Let's pay attention to that for just a tick. Or keep our hearts and our minds open for anyone who may be wanting to come in for today with a contract or a union in mind. Is it in the benefit of all? Is it in the benefit of them only? Or is it just going to benefit you? Be on the lookout for a person who is willing to do that. But at the same time, also pay attention to the contracts, the unions, the relationships, the partnerships, and the marriages that you have gone on in your life today. Ask yourself at the mo, are these partnerships, are these contracts, are these unions, these friendships and marriages that you have in your life to your benefit? Or are you lacking in a way where you need to take a step back, reevaluate, and then take a step back into the fray for the benefit of this relationship, this partnership, or marriage? These things work because it takes two to tango. Or another amazing metaphor is it's a two-way street. Is the proper flow of this two-way street flowing properly? Or is there a traffic jam? Is there a stop? If there is, where is it? If it's someone else coming out into your life, pay attention to whether or not it's going to benefit them specifically and only, or whether or not it's going to benefit everybody else in the group. So, pay attention to that. Otherwise, you are the embodiment of love. Take everything that you do and everything that you see, and don't ever lose your sight. Don't ever lose sight of who you are, period. Because if you know who you are and you're acting with that love in heart, you'll fly far. And we see you flying far. Just keep it up. Keep up the faith in yourself. And always remember, you got this. Phase 3 is taking today's dates, the 5th of September 2024, to get us 4, the Emperor. And we take the name of Dilynn here, which brings us to the number of 6, the Lovers. And we take those two numbers and we add them together to get how today is important for you, the Lovers die. So that would be 6 plus 4 to get us 10. But there cannot be a double digit number. You have to break it down. So 1 plus 0, you cannot add 1 into nothing and expect to get something. It's going to remain that one item. So 1 plus 0 equals 1. To which we have the Magician. We'll go ahead and toss this up there too. You have everything that you need. You have all the tools at your disposal. You have the knowledge that you need to do to go forth and do this particular thing on hand already. Anything that is trying to convince you that you didn't have everything that you need right now is they're lying, or rather, what are they trying to sell to you and why? You have the tools at your disposal. Think of it as a gardener planting seeds. They have the know-how to go out there and plant the seeds in the first place with the tools necessary to do the thing in the first place. And then they have the know-how and the tools to nurture that seed, that plot as it grows. And then, as it takes root and sprouts, they have the knowledge and they have the tools come harvest to harvest that in the first place so that it can benefit not just them but their family and everyone else around them. The same is true with you. You're out there to plant the seeds of whatever it is that you're doing. You have the knowledge, you have the tools necessary to do this, and we're in the planting phase now. It's alright to go out there and plant the seeds now because it is quite simply time, as you see it, to do the thing. So, today, do the thing. And you got this. You have the knowledge and you have the tools. All it's going to take now is the confidence. And you've got this. And that is our read. Dilynn, I certainly thank you for the use of your name for this particular read. And I hope that This read clarifies a few things for you and gives you a decent direction for something that you can focus on today. And if there's any clarification necessary or any issue, go ahead and DM me in any of my socials and let's clarify it. Let's turn this into a discussion and let's discuss. I see all of my readings as a form of psychology, a quick wee snapshot into what's going on underneath the hood, not necessarily as a fortune telling or divination reading at all, because that's not who or what I'm all about. So I'm not going to do that. What I do is I pay attention to what's going on up here and who the person is as opposed to anything else. Everything else is a guessing game, and I'd rather not guess. So, thank you all for joining me for this particular read. Di, thank you for allowing me to borrow your name for just a tick, and thank you for allowing me to read it. Let's go ahead and parrot the same legals that I did earlier today. The reading that was here is for entertainment purposes only. Take everything that you hear with a grain of salt and at face value, and not to be taken seriously. Any similarities to people, persons, circumstance, or situation is purely coincidental. This is entertainment after all. Treat it as such. So, with all that being said, thank you all for being here. I'm going to enjoy my cuppa, which also reminds me, if you do enjoy this type of read, you can support me by scanning or following this QR code to my Venmo. Just buy me a cuppa. Everything that I do is fueled by caffeine and coffee. So if you enjoy this type of read, buy me a cuppa. And I'll see you next time.